Is it live?
Now we're live.
It's live. Hi guys. Welcome. Oh, bye.
No, you're still talking. Don't worry. I just pulled up the comments.
I'll intro while Mandi's helping me. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. I don't know if anyone's here. Let us know in the comments if you're here. And Mandi's pulling up the comments for me because we were eating.
Oh, look at all the comments.
Oh, hi. Hey guys. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And we are, in case it's not obvious, in the same place.
Oh my goodness.
Connecticut, which is really fun. I'm like leaning in like this.
Okay.
I need like glasses.
Don't mind the giant glare in the background either.
It's cool. It's cool. So yeah, welcome to my YouTube channel. Super informal. I don't know. We are gonna just chat about
stuff. And if you guys have questions, feel free to tune in. But this is a slight mukbang.
A what? You said that
Mukbang.
before. I don't know what that means.
Bethany doesn't watch YouTube, so she doesn't know what a mukbang is.
I watch YouTube, and I don't know what that is.
Thank you. That makes me feel better.
In the comments, if you know what a mukbang is, let us know.
Sounds wrong.
It does actually. I might be saying it wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if anybody heard that.
Oh god.
You guys get louder. That was good.
So basically, if you don't know what a mukbang is, you eat food while you talk. That's all it is.
That's good. I like that. Everybody's saying where they're from. Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Nevada, New York, Omaha, Nebraska, Alabama, Michigan. I feel like I'm doing that state song. Do you know that one? Did you ever learn that? Anyway.
I've heard of it.
I did it wrong.
It's very vaguely ringing a bell.
Jade knows what you're talking about.
Go Jade.
And so does Stephen. And so does Jackie. Okay.
Is anyone going to BookCon as I eat?
That's a good question.
I'm going to BookCon, but you guys probably already knew that.
Yes. We have a whole plan. We're going to leave tomorrow morning. We're going to go to New York, obviously. That's about how far I am on the plan. I don't know if Mandi has like more.
We might get ice cream tonight.
Oh my gosh, yes. So Mandi told me there's this place called, don't tell me.
Something
about a lunatic.
No?
What's it called? The cookie place, ice cream place.
The cookie ice cream.
Insomnia cookies.
Insomnia cookies. I gave you the wrong name
the
earlier.
lunatic cookie place.
It's called Insomnia Cookie because it's open till 3 a.m.
That's really smart.
Possibly.
You want to go?
It's become a habit at this point. I should see if May wants to go too, so she tends to go with me every time I go.
Maybe I won't go to work tomorrow.
There you go.
Stay up
There
late
you
and go to Insomnia
Let's
Cookie.
just go get ice cream. So most of I eat ice cream pretty much every night now. It's not good for my the scale. I don't know how to say that. Yeah, for everything. For my general health and well-being. But anyway, Caitlin is going to see us at BookCon. What?
Someone doesn't know who BookCon is.
Okay, all right.
Your world is about to change.
BookCon, I don't totally know either. Oh, you can have that. Yes, I got that to share. M&Ms.
Not all of it.
BookCon is basically a big conference for people who love books. And from what I gather, I've never gone. Mandi's gone. But everybody's got a stall, and you can get as many books as you want. Maybe they're free.
Did you say a stall?
Yeah.
It's a booth.
It's a booth. What's the difference?
She also what do you call a parking garage? You call a parking
ramp.
A parking ramp.
I've heard that.
I've never heard that.
Parking high rise.
I had no
I've never heard that one.
We were talking about costs of New York and stuff, and she's like, I'll pay for the hotel if you pay for the parking ramp. I'm like, why do we need a parking ramp?
She thought I meant like a little wheelie.
Where are we putting my car?
You put your car in a tiny wheelie thing.
Yes.
Oh man. You guys know what parking ramp is, right? If anybody doesn't know, I guess I side with Mandi or something like that.
Who's right? I love watching the videos of British terms. Those
like
are funny.
Like bonnet and stuff like that.
No, like sink versus basin.
Jackie, you're wrong. It's a parking ramp.
A parking garage is not a parking ramp.
In Minnesota, we call it a parking ramp. I don't know why. I mean, probably because you have to go up ramps. It makes total sense.
I call it a parking garage.
You guys are supposed to side with me. Come on, what's going on?
They don't have tolls where she's from.
Mm-mm.
Lucky.
I know.
Right?
I know.
We-
Minnesota is you can do everything for free. Everything.
We
I'm
have
just kidding.
tolls
Not
everywhere. Everywhere. She gets to
Really?
cross
Bridges?
bridges without paying.
Well, we have like 1,000 bridges, so
Bridge tolls.
Well, not in
You
Connecticut,
don't have
but
them
like
here
other
either?
places.
Rhode Island.
No, we just have it on regular roads.
somebody calls it a parking deck. Becky,
Where are you
I'm
from?
cool with that. Like if we just call it what we want to call it, that makes me
Parking deck.
yeah, Becky, where are you from? So while you're answering, we should actually answer some of the fun
Oh, yeah.
questions that people sent us. So I did a little like super last minute Instagram shout out. So did Mandi.
Mhm.
And
Like yesterday.
I was way too, help me say this word, vague.
South Carolina doesn't have tools either. Why do I live here, Phil?
Where's that coming from?
Sorry.
Now I have a
Oh my
simple
gosh.
question.
I read that as trolls, and I was like, I don't have trolls.
Connecticut doesn't have trolls, or do we? For those of you who didn't see, obviously you didn't. Phil just raised his hand. He's a
You guys are
troll.
Funny. We do in Greenville have tolls. Nice. So anyway, super sidetracked. We're having a great time today. We went shopping
Mhm.
at 4 stores.
Thank God we didn't go to the dollar store because we would not have had time to eat.
I would have gotten like everything there too, because that's the mood that I'm in. Okay. So I took a screenshot because the questionnaire on Instagram is gone, but let's just answer. We're going to have a guest now, guest visitor. This is the most random live stream ever. I love it.
Woohoo!
All right, Moon, tell us about being an author.
Oh.
While I take a bite.
What is being an author?
I should come back.
Being an author is.
He's got a spoon in my bowl.
We were just discussing how people shouldn't let their cats on the counters because they have dirty paws because of litter boxes. Meanwhile, I'm like,
Oh my
let me
gosh,
put.
gross. I'm going to pause from eating. Take a mini break to let myself forget
Okay.
that. Okay. So, Mandi, let's talk about what scares us the most. This is
Okay.
from Lavera Books, if I'm saying that right. And so she says, like, about books, writing, life, etc. Etc. How do you say that word?
Oh, so we're talking about what scares us most?
I guess so. How
How
about author life? I feel like since we're talking author life, we could talk about what's scary on AuthorTube right now. If anybody's tuning in, you might know what we're talking about.
I think, yeah, that's it. Like, so Bethany and I were discussing this because there's a lot going on with AuthorTube right now as far as, you know,
Drama.
arcs and having credentials and stuff. And even though sometimes people we know who exactly they're talking about, I guess the scariest part is wondering if they're also talking about you.
Yeah, because we don't ever want to be unethical or like misleading people.
Yeah, and we like as friends and everyone else we're friends within the community, we depend on our friends to be like, hey, like
Yeah.
you're not doing an ethical thing.
Yeah.
And you know, we can't improve unless we're told and something is brought to our attention, because frankly sometimes it's easy to screw up on stuff and it's easy to get wrapped up in stuff. And I think Natalia did a great video on it. Did you watch hers yet?
I did, yep.
I think she made a great point in how easy it is once you start getting more subscribers to let your ego take over.
Mhm.
And I was like, yep, been there, done that. I've definitely had to like, you know, unsubscribe from people just because my ego couldn't handle it. And now I resubscribe to them because I'm like, this is stupid. This is my fault, not theirs.
Yeah, I get that. I do. And it's like, I don't know. It's so tricky because we don't want to like hurt people. Like maybe there's hurt feelings on AuthorTube, but we don't want to like add to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where I was going with that.
And we just want to do what's right for
Yeah.
our community, while also, you know, there's always the fact that like some people are like, why are authors charging for all these services? And it's just simple as it's really hard to make a living off of just writing books. You know, you have to write a ton of books as a self-published author to make a living off of it. And frankly, when you're writing that many books, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
So we find like our side passions. And for me, like a side passion is cover design. So that's what I do. And then you have your Patreon, which is like supporting all these authors and stuff like that and answering people's questions. Hi, Rebecca.
Yeah. So I guess we were talking about this in the car, Mandi. I hope it's okay that I say this, but we were like, it's a fine line because we do want to be humble and we want to like check ourselves, you know, so to speak, and be like, are we being, you know, are we serving people to the best of our ability? That's really important to me. And at the same time, on the flip side, it is hard to hear everybody complain about the writing and the asking for money, because it's like, guys, like that's how people like live. You like, you know, I don't think any of you would want to put your book out and expect people to just get it for free. Not talking about ARCs right now. I'm talking about like when it's out in the world. And so same thing with other things that we work really hard on. I just feel like if Mandi works really hard on her covers, she has the right to charge. And like, as she grows in experience and authority, she has the right to raise her prices. Like, I understand the writing community doesn't have a lot of services as of yet, but I think that it's totally okay if somebody's working really, really hard to charge for their work. So that's my 2 cents. However, should we talk about the ARCs are free stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Gently and briefly.
Should we explain it first?
Yes.
That's the question.
Good idea. Okay, so for anybody who's listening, there's some people who are charging for ARCs accidentally or on purpose. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know more, look up ARCs are free, right? The hashtag.
It'll explain itself.
You'll get to know a lot more about it, but we're not here to criticize. It's just more we want to be really upfront and like make sure that you guys know that our ARCs are free and that we are not even going to call them ARCs on Patreon anymore. We're just calling them like early, what do we decide to call them? Early release books, like gifts for our
literally, so I just changed it on my Patreon.
Nice.
And I went from you'll receive an ARC of my books that I published to you'll receive an ebook of any book I publish a month before it's published.
I love that. Yeah. So that there's like, so that it's clear, there's no pressure to review. We are not doing this to like buy reviews at all. This is supposed to be a gift. And so, and then like for the fact that an ARC is an advanced review copy. So when we do give out actual ARCs like to the public, then they're going to be free, but they're not going to be for everybody. At least not for me. I'm still figuring that out. Which would be a fun thing to talk about tonight if you wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Just to talk about like how to do it, because you can't give it to everyone. Then who's going to
buy
it?
Yeah, exactly. There's like this fine line of, yes, I want my book to have reviews, but I also want people to buy the book.
Right.
And there's some people that are awesome. Like I've had people on my street team who get free ebook copies of the book, but they still buy the paperback copy, which is awesome.
So
yeah,
I love that.
That's what I tend to do, especially usually if I join a street team, it's because I know the author personally. Oh, sorry, I hiccuped.
I love it. Yeah, so I feel like anyway, all that to say, I haven't figured out how to do ARCs yet, but I feel like when people do them, there's so many different cool strategies. So I might even do a video on like what I learn in the different ways I've looked up so far. There's like cool ways to do like a Google Doc sign up. And then there's people who hire a PR company and they have them handle it. And then there's people who are like, make sure you have a blog, make sure you have a certain number of followers, because the idea is like they want you to share the ARC with your followers. So I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I should read some comments.
There's been a lot of comments. I saw someone ask something about LLCs.
Let's go look at that
Hold
one.
on, you went past it.
Did I go past
it? Yeah. What are your opinions on an LLC publishing business?
You
Hopefully good, seeing as we both
have one. Yeah.
It makes taxes easier.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep going because my mouth is full.
Okay. I know we both, besides our publishing house that we publish our books under, we also of course have our businesses. Like for me, I have AuthorTube Academy. and my book cover design, and then the occasional like marketing consult. And then Bethany has like her Patreon, and do you do
YouTube and
I
have book trailers.
So
signed copies.
The moral of the story is anywhere where we make money, we can now do it under this LLC, and it just makes taxes easier. And like you can do it without an LLC, and you'd be a sole proprietorship. Technically, I'm still taxed as a sole proprietorship as an LLC. I think.
Are you really?
I think so.
Because you're sole owner.
I still can't figure that out.
So if you guys are curious, I legit forgot this because I was flying today and on a plane, but I actually put out a video today. I have yet to look up on YouTube and like interact with everybody, but there's a video from this morning all about starting a publishing company, an LLC, and like how to do that. I know Mandi has a video too. So if you want to know more, definitely check that out.
My video is just like literally starting it.
Yours is the step-by-step.
Yeah, like filing the information, because you guys wouldn't believe how easy it is, and it's
easy.
It's anticlimactic. Because
you just do it.
Literally, I was like, I'm gonna get a fancy paper in the mail saying I've been approved. I literally just got this document, like a blank white page that says certificate of business.
Nice.
And I printed it out like after an hour of starting. I'm like, well, that was anticlimactic.
It was super fast. Like mine was in Minnesota, it's $150. Do you know how much it is here?
It's about the same. Yeah.
So I've heard it's cheaper in some states and more expensive in others. But.
Yeah. And then you have to get like your IEN and all that. It's a little complicated, but once you like figure it out, it gets easier.
I'm just gonna delete that. Should we mention that or no?
It's up to you. Wait, I think you did the wrong one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Wait, I didn't see the other one. I thought
I didn't see that one either. I'm just gonna delete
us.
Oh shoot. Sorry. Street teams are not cults. I'm just gonna call you out right now. I'll just leave it in there actually. So street teams are not cults. They're your friends who are supporting you and making your book release more successful. End of story. And then I'm going to scooch back up because I skipped so many cool comments.
Momentum to build a blog.
Say it loud.
Sorry. I was mumbling. A barista teacher. That's a great name.
That's a cool name. Yeah.
How do you use momentum built from a blog post? And then you said you made an article, and I haven't seen your article yet, so I'm sorry. But so basically to build momentum with a blog post, it takes more than one blog post, of course. I cover like a lot of the basics in book 2 of the Marketing for Authors series called Grow Your Author Platform, for sale now. And it just went on sale Tuesday. But basically you just write a lot, do it SEO friendly, search engine optimization, know your keywords, include them in the blog post everywhere, and then interact with other bloggers and collaborate with them. That's really there's no magic, like this is
like growing anything else, right?
Yeah, there's no magic. Like people think like, oh, to grow a YouTube channel, you need like there's some magic secret that no one's telling you. Not true. There's tips and stuff, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. Same with blog and same with writing the book. There's no magic like salt
formula.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah. And Mandi does talk about a lot of books because I don't in the book to the Grow Your Author platform, because if you guys don't know, Mandi and I take turns writing the series, so we go with what we're really knowledgeable about and have authority on. So she is so good with YouTube and Pinterest and blogging. I don't even have a blog. I don't enjoy blogging, but I do think it's just like anything else. You have to grow it by basically being really consistent.
Yeah.
And that's hard. Like if you don't love something, I would just say this is such like honest advice. Like don't do it. Like don't do it. Same thing with YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Like if you absolutely hate it, don't put yourself through that trauma.
Yeah, because there's people because I do like AuthorTube and stuff like that. People are like, well, I don't like being on camera. And then it's like, well, you can try it out if you want, but if you don't like being on camera, you don't like being on camera.
Yeah. Like if it changes, awesome, but it's not likely to if you're already very confident about that. Caitlin says, this is why I go straight on the side of my traditional novels. No one realizes that unless you're the 1% of authors, we do have to worry about money. Yes. And you guys, side note, I am thinking of doing a video on like how much indie authors make. I know that's like very much like putting it all out there and very vulnerable. But I mean, if you guys want a video like that, let me know in the comments.
I want to make a comment on that.
Okay, go.
Okay, so like there has been some stuff of
Yeah.
people being like, people like indie authors need to say how much they make.
They don't have to say the
They don't
exact
have
number.
to.
No.
So here's the thing. It's considered rude to ask someone how much they make in
She's
their day
fired
job.
up about that.
I am.
I am too, but I like that. Go.
Because it's rude to ask someone how much they make in their day job. It's rude to ask someone like how much they spent like buying a house, buying anything.
Super rude.
We're already so transparent about what we spend. And sometimes we don't want to say how much we make because honestly, like if you own a business, it takes you years to get out of the negative. And that's normal. That's why the IRS doesn't audit you for the first 2 years because you're going to be, I'm getting like real deep business stuff.
Real, though. Sometimes, okay. So they say like, you know, we fake it till we make it. No, we are very excited about our books and that's good. And like, there's no faking there, but we don't always, sometimes we spend more than we make. I try really hard not to, but it's very hard.
Especially when you first start.
Very hard. Yeah. And everybody makes such different decisions. So like, if you go the super cheap route, then you're going to be better off than if you go and you spend a lot. But anyway, this is super random, but like some people will tell you to spend a lot. And like, there's the theory that
I've spent
like,
a lot.
No.
Don't spend a lot. I've learned from me.
And I've done both. Like I've spent like, I don't know about a lot, but I've done the like super cheap with my original cover. I don't know if you remember that. It was like the, I don't know what this has to do with that. I like
it's
it,
a circle.
Okay. I thought you were like size wise.
Yeah,
no.
the book was this big and it was round. It was really awkward. I told her not to do it.
Oh my gosh, that would be a cute book. Though.
It would. It'd be a great picture book.
I'm getting very sidetracked. So anyway, all that to say, the cheap route, like I feel like when I put more money into the cover, like if you put the money in the right place, then you do get more out of it. But often we put it in the wrong place. So I don't know why we're talking about that.
Speaking of covers.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So I hired Atazadeh to do my 3-book covers.
Oh yeah.
And they're actually the reason I started my own cover design business. Not because it was an unpleasant experience with them. I hired them because I didn't have the time. And it's hard to design your own book cover because I was too much into the story.
Close to it.
Yeah. And I was just extremely frustrated because I spent like $600 to $700 on a book cover design. And their covers are gorgeous, but that's ridiculously expensive. Their customer service is great, and they did an amazing job. Like literally,
something to be said for. I'll throw that in there. Bad customer service will make you want to pay more.
I'm a very picky person when it comes to design because I'm trained in graphic design. So I immersely went through like 20 revisions, but she was so patient. She took all my revisions. But because of that, at the end of it, I'm like, this is expensive and people shouldn't have to pay this much for a nice cover. So I'm like, I know I'm not the same skill set yet as Atazadeh. Thus, I'm not charging the same. And I hope that I never charge that much.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
Self-published authors can't afford that.
But there are other companies out there. Like I kind of want to look into 99 Designs or something like that.
I've always been curious about them.
Yeah. And 8 Little Pages. I'm sorry, there might be a ton of comments, and we're just we're having a great time. Super chatty. But yeah, I would just say like, you don't have to always spend a lot in the beginning. I don't know where we were going with that advice, but that's.
I would just go all over the place.
I love it. Rebecca says she has to email you. We're really far back in the comments, guys, so I might scroll faster.
Guys, when I do live streams, I read them as they come in.
That's super smart. I'm just having a good time with you guys hanging out. Blah, 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 blah. Amanda says, this is like further up in the comments. Absolutely, it's so weird because I'm coming from being an entrepreneur and everything costs money. Then paid out so much money to even make a cent. Yes.
Guys, I paid
Yeah.
$1,000 for a business course, and I don't regret it. Because you need to, sometimes
We learn a lot.
things are going to cost money.
Mhm.
And you do need to do your research
Mhm.
of what is valuable and what is not, who has testimonials and who does not.
Mhm. I will say that, referring to Natalia's video again, you don't necessarily need to pay for certain things like writing advice. Like, that's free on the internet.
I say business advice you should pay for.
Business advice is super helpful because, okay, so anything you can learn on the internet, right? But sometimes people can help you jump like a bunch of levels, steps.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, they can, instead of you like crawling there, they can like leapfrog you over to where you want to be.
And like some stuff, it's just easier. So like the one that I paid for, it gives you like lifetime access. She has a Facebook group where everyone can chat and problem solve together. So that in itself is great. But she also does monthly video calls with everyone, and she takes people on. So I actually got to talk to her one-on-one, and it was just part of what I already technically paid for. And it was worth every cent. So the service, good quality services are out there. And again, you shouldn't have to pay for everything. Like writing, you literally just need to write. Like reading about it and learning about it, yes, it will help, but really the only thing that will really improve is writing and reading.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's some writers that don't read, and I'm sorry if you're one of them, but that really bothers me.
I've unfortunately been that way this month, and I'm like, somebody was like, no, there's
no,
a tag guide.
No, okay, there's a difference for not reading for a period of time
versus ever.
Yeah, I've had writers who are like, I love to write, but I hate reading. I don't understand how you can hate reading, because if you write, you have to read your own stuff. So do you only like what you write? Because then that's, I'm not going to say it, but you know what it means.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm with you. Jackie says she has a street team, but it's not active. She said, how do I get people to participate? So participation is tricky, but
it's very tricky.
I feel like, okay, so I've never had a street team, so maybe I don't know if I want to even address this. Okay, you go.
I found my biggest issue, because I had a street team for, I think only for She's Not Here.
Okay.
I can't remember for the other 2 books.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with participation, but I account it to myself, because when I form my street team, then I put everyone in a Facebook group and we interact there. Unfortunately, the Facebook algorithm, if someone's not interacting with something on a regular basis, they don't even get notifications about it.
Yep.
So you really need to be posting in there on a regular basis so people even know that you are posting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can try doing like street team through email, but then you lose an interaction, because you may send emails and people may be reading them, but you're not getting people talking back. And I think one of the best things about a street team is that you're not just getting people to talk about and promote your book. You're forming this really great bond with your readers. And that's what creates, someone who's willing to go above and beyond for your books.
Yeah. I second that. I feel like if I was struggling, or even if I wasn't struggling, my best advice would be get one-on-one with people, because people want to feel valued. They want to have a relationship with you. And I think if your street team is small enough, you have the ability to actually just like direct message each one of them. And instead of like doing big posts, maybe just talk to them individually one-on-one and like form that relationship. Because I know I love when people like actually want to talk to me instead of just do a big group post. And I know I personally don't answer group posts ever on Facebook. So that's just, coming from the opposite side, maybe that could be a little bit.
Yeah. But you just have to post stuff that makes people want to comment. Getting people to talk about themselves. This is going to sound awful, but we all love talking about ourselves.
Yeah. Very true.
So just having like that sort of interaction where people get to talk about their writing and different things like that. It's always a give and take. So if they're giving you their time, you should give them your time as well.
Yeah, that's really good. And everybody's answering Jackie too. I'm just going to read this out loud because I'm curious. Rebecca says, Jackie, I haven't done this yet, but I believe some people use giveaways and point systems to, what does that say? Gamify the street team. I think it was Jenna. So yeah, I saw Jenna did something where she gave away, I think, was it maybe like the ebook each week or
for
something?
her street team.
Maybe.
She was giving him away like merch, and I know
Oh
this
my
because
gosh.
I won some of the merch.
Did you really? So she did cool giveaways, I'll admit. But
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
There's that, and there's
I can't
also that's awesome. But like when someone reviewed, like if one of the, because like usually street teams you have like assignments.
Oh sure.
And if one of the assignments is to review the book, technically that's breaking a lot of rules.
That's the same ARC ethical issues.
Not even. That's like
ones?
that's breaking Amazon's rule. That means you're
okay.
technically paying someone to write a review.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
will Amazon find out? Probably not. But that's definitely breaking. Well, it
They're
is
still
enough.
pretty
That's
strict
also an
about it.
ethic rule too.
Yeah.
So, if
I
you're
found
gonna
that
do
out the hard
giveaways,
way.
that's the only time not to do that.
Okay.
I
I found that out the hard way. I felt so bad. I ran like a giveaway because I followed some YouTube video that said, this is how you can get tons of reviews for your book. And I was like, I regret it so much.
Yeah, see, it's easy to just be like, oh, that was so smart. And then you do it, and then you, like, someone points it out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had multiple instances of that. And it's good to just be humble. Like, that's our goal, is to just be like, so sorry. I did not mean to break the rules. Okay, I'm going to scroll down because there's so many good comments, and we are probably way behind now.
I feel like we need a second screen.
Yeah. I've got it like two
there's a
parters.
highlight.
Where's the highlighted? That's because Jackie's one of my patrons, so I figured out how to have patron highlight all.
No, it's because she said your name.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. That's not why. So Mandi, she says, I didn't. Oh, Sarah says she loves your shirt. Jackie says, I didn't know about the algorithm. That's a good idea. Oh, for Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Facebook. Okay.
You didn't know about the algorithm? It's the worst. Oh my gosh.
Facebook, if you got, I feel really
Facebook.
bad. If anyone's demographic for like readers is on Facebook, I feel really bad. Because as I used to work my full-time job, social media marketing for hospitals. So our demographic was Facebook, and they call it, you have to pay to play, which basically means every single time you make a post on Facebook, no one's going to see it unless you boost the post.
Yeah.
Which means you have to pay money. So.
I hate it. I don't use Facebook like at all. And maybe I will for the release. I feel like for the release, it might be worth it. And I know some authors like Chris Fox who uses it. And he's like, has these great results, and he does Amazon.
Because he knows how to use ads. Yeah. If you know how to use Facebook ads, that's great. That's actually going to be in book 3 of Marketing for Authors.
Yay.
But again.
Yeah, did we revealed the title now? We should reveal it again.
And the release date. We were supposed to reveal the release date.
This was the whole purpose of this video.
It's also up for pre-order. The cover's green.
Oh my gosh. I will put it after we finish. Don't let me forget. I will link it below. Book 3 is about basically paid advertisements. And so
some of it is free. Like free. On ebook websites, there's a lot of free advertisements. They just aren't as valuable.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of lumped it in with that.
What's the full title again? Not the tagline.
Book sales that multiply.
Multiply. And then go to watch the video that Mandi and I did on Tuesday if you're curious to see the cover.
Oh, I'm like, I can't remember what video we did on Tuesday.
The cover reveal, pretty much. I'm sorry, I'm burping because I just drank pop.
Sorry. It's like this little, I feel like moving right now.
It. No, I saw it.
Don't mind me.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay. I'm going to find where we were. We'll just start here with Julia. Julia, or JL Willow, says, I did my street team on an Instagram chat. That's so cool. It was nice because I could see who saw posts and people had the opportunity to like them and comment back and forth.
I like that.
So do you mean like in the messaging?
I think so. Sort of like how we have our BookCon chat.
Okay.
That's actually a good idea.
That's
I don't know why I never thought of that. And that sounds way easier than a Facebook.
Yeah, because it's more intimate and it feels like, I mean, if a group gets really big, be prepared for it to go nuts.
Yeah. Julia, I'm curious how many people on your street team you had. Like if it got overwhelming having so many people.
How many people did you have? Do you
think
remember?
Like 18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. Julia, tell us how many you had. I want to know. I'm going to like gain wisdom from you. And I've never done a street team, but it sounds really fun. I was actually thinking my lovely patrons would be the most perfect street team, and like I don't need anybody else because they're like the best ever. But anyway, let's see. What's a good way?
It wasn't a moth. It was like
What?
literally the most microscopic.
Oh, man. It was like a fruit fly kind of size.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right? Yeah. And it almost crawled through the camera at one point. If you guys are just tuning in, sorry, we've just been randomly chatting. I'm seeing like a couple people pop in.
Did we even answer? I think we answered one question.
We've gotten through one question so far. Oh my gosh, can I show everybody my phone case, by the way? Because now it's not a secret.
Want to see mine?
That was so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, side tangent. Back to the questions. We saw a good one. Where to go? A barista teacher again says, what's a good way to get more reviews and increase book sales? Okay, I'm just going to go back to, I feel like I'm harping on this, but it's really true. It's like the one-on-one actual real relationships where you take time to like get to know somebody and engage with them. I feel like then being like, I'm so glad you like the book. Would you be okay like writing an Amazon review, whatever you're comfortable saying, or like however you want to phrase it. One-on-one relationships go a long ways. It's just
and there's also websites made specifically for posting your book, and reviewers can select it and review it.
Are you thinking like NetGalley and the book or somewhere else, or like Facebook?
So there's like Readsy does it now, where you I think you pay like $50 and you put your book into the system, and like tons of reviewers can read it and review it. It's brand new.
Okay.
And then there's another website that's run by like an Instagrammer. I wish I remembered. It's like Robin something. Okay. It's basically like she has bloggers that sign up and then authors that sign up. And if you're an author, you put like a one sentence of what your book is about and then your contact information. And then the bloggers can contact you if they're interested in the book. Or if you're an author, you go to the blogger page and look at the list of bloggers and find a blogger that sounds like they might be interested in your book. And then you contact them. Yeah. So it's actually really nice. I did that for, I can't remember which book, but I do remember getting a few reviews out of that.
That's so cool.
And that's awesome because those are like, I find websites like that tend to be more reliable because they're there. They know specifically they're supposed to review. Whereas I've contacted people one-on-one and been like, hey, if I give you an ebook, will you review the book? And they'll say yes, but then they like, it falls off their radar. Yeah. So I'm sure like there's more websites out there, and I'm sure we'll include it in like the Marketing for Authors series in the resources section. Yep. We'll do because that's 2 of them, and I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, there's a lot more, and like PR companies actually. I think I haven't done one of those, but they're supposed to, as they like spread the word about your book. Those people are supposed to be doing reviews too.
Yeah, it depends on the PR company. Like I hired one for cover reveal. Okay. I wasn't impressed. But I should have done more homework on it. But it was also like $25. Nice. So it wasn't like oh my God, I spent so much money.
$1,000 out the window.
I've heard of many authors who've had very positive experiences with it. So
good. So I noticed Jackie said, wait, so you can't give ARCs and street teams. And I think, no, that was a misunderstanding. It was, you always give ARCs to your street team members, but I think Mandi was saying like.
You can't give them a prize for reviewing the book.
Yeah.
Like some people will be like, here's the assignment. The assignment is to make like an Instagram post. Once you do the post, let me know in the comments, and then you're entered into the giveaway and I'll choose a winner at the end of the week. So that's fine for that sort of stuff, but you can't like legally.
If you give a prize, it's like you're paying them.
Yeah, you can't do it for reviews.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean other people don't do it, but you're not supposed to.
Right. The rules are tricky. There were 12 total on Julie's team.
What? Will this be in the book? Oh, you just answered the question. Thanks.
I love that. That's awesome. Amanda says, it's beautiful. I love that you did that, Bethany. And I missed it. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Dang it. Julia says there were 12. I mean, thank you though. I don't know what I did, but thank you.
Total.
Julia had 12. Okay. So 12 in an Instagram message seems totally doable.
How many are in our BookCon one?
In our BookCon group, I think at least 8 people.
I'm curious.
Jackie, I'm happy to answer questions you have. This is Julia. It worked out really well for me if you want to talk separately. Yeah, definitely. If you guys want to connect, I love that.
There's 12.
There's 12 exactly. Well, it's perfect. Give them gold stars, Amanda says. Yeah, instead of like a book, you get a star.
I'm just gonna mail them a sticker.
Oh my gosh, yes. So, okay, back to the questions because we're already 45 minutes in. How did that happen? What is your favorite thing about writing? I don't even know if we answered the first question.
Did we? What was
It was
the first
about
question?
being like scared.
Oh no, we
scares you
scared
most?
because we talked about the stuff.
Oh yeah, the drama. That's what scares me most right
that scares me.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing about writing? This is from author Danielle Teresa.
Like actual writing,
yeah.
or like the career as writing?
Whatever you want it to be. My
So,
answer is going to be when it's done. It feels really good when it's done.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Because I feel so guilty when I say that because
No.
like that's not actually the writing part. But I'm like, guys,
It
writing is
feels
hard.
really good. Yeah. My favorite part is like looking at your work and being like, I did that.
Sometimes I feel like just the fact that like writing is so hard and my favorite part is being done. I'm like, does that mean I'm not a real writer? Because my favorite part is when I'm not writing.
I know. I always thought that too, but I feel like I've heard it from enough people now that I'm like, okay, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Who is this? I heard that publishing a series in a short period of time with book releases within a few months is better than one book a year. Is this true? And how can the cost of such a short period? Sorry, this is a complicated sentence. But it sounds like you're basically saying what's better to do, a lot of books fast or one book slow. And there's no right answer. So that's ultimately what I found is that a lot of people will promote a lot of different things. The number one thing is to say, what do you want to get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and also, let me just add this. Is your book quality if you write it fast? Because ultimately it needs to be a quality
There's
book.
a lot of authors that write. I know one author that's published like over 300 books.
No way.
And I can't help but wonder how good are they? And just because, you know, you can't help but wonder, is it quantity over quality?
Yeah.
And, you know, in the self-publishing world, the theory is that you do need to publish books faster because you generally make less, of course, than traditionally published authors.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're doing more. I don't know if I want to say doing more work than a traditionally published author, but
I think so. I think it's fair. You're a CEO. You're an editor in sorts. Not the only editor.
Yeah, you're doing all the work yourself.
You're
essentially, you're the marketing team.
There you go, marketing team.
Sometimes you're in charge of your own cover, and if you're not, you have to hire someone.
Yes.
So there's just a lot more you have to do, and to say that you need to do it in a shorter amount of time, you got to sacrifice something. It's either going to be time or it's going to be quality.
So if you're curious, like I do think that it's smart to publish books fast. It's called a fast release in most circles, but I also am not like that fast of a writer. Like I try really hard, but I'm not that fast. So my goal is actually, I have 3 books written out of a 4-book series already. So once I finish writing the 4th one and I've edited them all, my goal is to do a really fast release so it'll look like I did a fast release. But really it's taken over a year and a half already. Year. We need to like pause to look at these bookshelves. Are you sure?
No, I'll answer. Okay,
Oh my
so
gosh.
Juan, I think that's how you say your name. Did you ever find yourself imitating an
author's style?
Thank you. By accident and found out once you were really deep into the writing process?
Oh.
I know my first 2 books were very like poetic-ish in terms of writing style, and that's because I loved Lori House Anderson, and that was her style. I was not nearly as good as her. I wish. But now with like book 3, She's Not Here, you'll notice the style has shifted completely.
Really?
I think that's because I finally found
your voice.
Yeah, and I also I was a very different person when I wrote those first 2 books. Very angsty teen.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with like sounding like somebody in the beginning as long as you keep editing. That looks really good. I'm so distracted.
Phil made us custom shelves for BookCon. They look
Can we
pretty.
look at them soon? Okay, tell us when.
He'll let us know when they're done.
Renee says, in a series, do you outline your entire series and then begin to draft them, or do you outline one book at a time and then draft each? So Renee, everybody's so different. I will say that I did it the second way that you mentioned the first time. I wrote Evelyn's number all by itself, and then I wrote Pearl's number all by itself. And I was very frustrated because
Sorry. I can't stop.
You are so distracted right now.
The more I look at it, the more details I notice. I thought he was just
It's so beautiful.
throwing stuff together.
I know, but it's very beautiful. Okay. Almost done, I swear. Anyway, all I was going to say is now I am trying to outline and write the full series and then go back and edit. I've gone back and edited book 1. But anyway,
I don't
all
write
standalones,
series.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Except marketing for authors, and technically we outlined
Yes.
the whole thing
We
first.
did, didn't we?
Yeah,
Well, just like us outlining.
We outlined the series
We know
because
the-
we needed to assign books to each other and topics to make sure we didn't cover the same topic.
So when we say outline, we mean like
It was a very rough
title,
outline.
tagline.
No, not even title. Don't even say title. Topic.
Topic and assignment to the person. Okay. Just gonna go ahead. Are you both vlogging for BookCon? Yes, I
Yes.
think so. I'm a really bad vlogger. I keep forgetting I'm a vlogger
I
right now.
haven't vlogged since I picked you up from the airport.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Ha, I beat you. Just kidding.
Vlog, vlog,
Oh
vlog.
my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to
Should
vlog you guys
should
right
Should
now.
I take it?
Take
Am I
it.
allowed to take this?
Can we show? Hold on.
All
All right, let's go.
right.
You guys want to see?
We're going on a field trip. You guys get to see my kitchen behind. Ooh, that smells like stain. Look it. Phil made these for BookCon. There's 2 of them. Do you mind? Can you just scooch one over so they can see that there's 2? Aren't they pretty? So our books, we have 3 tables. It's gonna be like shaped in a U. So the 2 big tables on the side. Is this wet if I touch it?
That's not. You might get a little
That's
under the
beautiful.
edge, but it's
And look, he's put in a little notch right here. You guys probably can't see, but it's like a little notch, so it catches the book, and it comes apart. So this all dismantles,
This is so pretty.
so it's easy to travel with.
oh my god.
My God, guys, look it! It's
Very
fiance
talented.
appreciation time. Aww. Who is the person making these shells? Not me.
I love it.
You got your own carpenter?
So
Yes.
good.
I feel like I took over your channel now. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sorry. I'm like standing here looking at them, distracted.
Oh, there.
I'll let Mandi look now.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody says you got your own carpenter. Mandi.
Yes, he's
Good.
my own carpenter. He's gonna build custom built-in shelves in our master bedroom.
You should. Oh.
It's gonna be like the entire length of the entire wall.
What? That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Uh,
That's
it's
legit.
gonna
We should
replace
sit again because my arm's getting tired.
shelves. Am I supposed to be putting this?
That's so cool. Okay.
Is it supposed to have a notch, or do I just put it in?
All right. Thank you guys for enduring your craziness. That was so
They
fun.
get bigger as they go up, so this one-
Julia's gonna vlog too.
So many vloggers.
Okay, guys. Let's finish up
Oh, I
this
see what you mean.
live because I think we're getting super distracted, and you guys have been hanging out for a while. I'm gonna end with one last question, Mandi. You can yell it from over there.
Okay.
What's your favorite part about world building?
Yeah, you get a little bit.
Did you get stain on your hand?
I did.
Uh-oh.
It's not completely dry.
They'll be dry by tomorrow. They're so beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't write a lot of fantasy anymore. I haven't written fantasy in like 5 years, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I can answer that question.
Okay. I'll try. I'm so brain dead right now. I'm just gonna say I do have a video on that, on world building.
When I did world build, I just liked figuring out the superpowers.
Why are they this kind of powers?
Because they were more magical.
Oh, okay. All right, so I feel like I want to go see these shelves more without leaving you guys hanging.
Don't touch them.
So let's end with let's see. Is there a cost for a space in BookCon or is it free? Should we talk about the video we want to do soon?
It's not free. It's not free at all.
And they kind of scam you.
I gave them this and this.
Oh, your whole leg and arm. Yeah, it's definitely not free. You can blah, blah, check out the website. I think it says, but if it doesn't, every table depending on location, it's like kind of a different price. So
I don't think you get the price until you contact them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I feel like there was like a bottom 1,500. Was there anything that low even?
We spent $2,000.
Oh
Like
my
just under
gosh.
$2,000.
And okay, so Mandi was showing me the tables originally, and we could talk about this more. We're gonna do like collab about.
We're gonna do
what
an
we
actual
spent.
video because we're
Yeah.
gonna do like what we spent and what we made.
Yeah.
So then we can be like, is it worth it?
Yeah, we want to actually like give you guys the lowdown because anyway. But all that to say, I was like, Mandi, we should do this table. It's right in the middle of everything. It's so amazing. And she's like, did you check the price?
It was like
tag on that?
$8,000.
No, it was 20,000.
Oh, sorry, that was too cheap.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, never mind. I don't need it that bad.
People realize you're authors?
Well, usually it's publishing
$100 a
companies.
day.
It's usually publishing companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not normal for indie authors to be at BookCon. It's expensive. That's why we're
Yeah.
sharing.
Yep. That's why we're sharing a booth. But we still want to like bring you guys the honest truth about is it worth it? Because we're not sure yet. We're having fun, but we're not sure yet.
We're not sure. We'll find out.
We'll know soon. Andrea says indie authors need to start their own convention, but cheaper. I agree.
They're out
Yes.
there. I've been to them.
You have, haven't you?
They're just not as popular as BookCon. Because I've been to conventions where you pay like $50 a table, which is a steal, but unfortunately, the only people there are indie authors, and sometimes you need that New York Times bestseller to get the crowd in.
True. So another side note, I'm going to tell them about the scammers because I'm in the mood for drama, I guess. So we are getting all ready to do our booth and planning everything. And then the lady's like, you have to have a carpet. It's required. And of course, it doesn't come with a table. It doesn't come with chairs.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with anything.
You
except
literally just get the
space.
That's it.
And then on top of that, she's like, carpet's required. And obviously we want to sit somewhere and put our books not on the floor.
Yeah.
So therefore, she said, you can get all these things for the low price of like
$80.
just under 800. It was 800.
Oh, sorry. I forgot the zero.
It was 800.
I would have paid 80.
It was like 796 or something like that. And you're not buying it. Yeah, carpet like a rug, like just covering for the floor. I don't
You'd
think
think they'd automatic put
it's a total scam because you don't know about it until you've
Like
already
a
signed
red
up. Like a
it
red
better
carpet.
be a red carpet, but no, it's black.
Just FYI, we did not pay for that. Mandi's amazing. She got a carpet on her own. She got the table and she got
I already
the
had
chair.
the tables. Let's put it that way. I
And the
had the
chairs.
tables and I had the chairs
So
because
we're dragging it all in.
I've done conventions before, so I
Mhm.
I own my own
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't own a carpet.
But
10
now
by
you
10.
do.
Now I do. Now I own a 10 by 10 black carpet.
Everybody's freaking out. Like, seriously, a carpet? Yeah, it's the carpet, the chairs, and the table. I think that's it. And maybe the covering for the table. And you don't get to keep any of it. You're just
You're
paying
renting
to-
it for 2
to
days.
exist in it. Yeah.
So I bought a $120 carpet off of Amazon.
Oh my gosh. And
Now,
you guys,
if-
for somebody who flew here, like what would
You
I have done
can't
without
do that
Mandi?
if you fly in. So you have
I
to
suppose
do
I
that.
could, and then I could give it to
That's
Goodwill.
really expensive. Well,
It's less expensive than the $800.
buying a
Oh my
carpet and then giving
gosh.
it away. Yeah.
Anyway.
So
But we'll talk more about this in our, I don't want to say vlog, but our collab.
and we'll let you know if this carpet works. My biggest fear is getting there with this carpet, and they're
I'm
gonna
worried about that too.
no, you can't have that carpet. Now you didn't pay it right away, so now it's $1,000 because you didn't pay it right away.
I'm very freaked out about that.
So if you see us crying, that's why.
Yeah. Do we want to end on that note? That's
No. Okay. All right.
And okay, I know you guys sent in more questions on Instagram, so
Do it.
if you have any more here in the lab, we should probably go with people who are
Here's
here
an
hanging out
insider
with us.
secret. Sometimes people don't show up to their booths, and you can just take their stuff from empty booths.
No. Are you serious, Julia?
So
That happened?
Who pays
would
for a
pay
booth?
that much?
Who would pay for a booth and not show up? I will take their booth.
I suppose like if I didn't make my flight or something, that could be like, and then I wouldn't be able to be there.
Yeah, I guess if an emergency
Like
happens.
table and chairs and such. Yeah, Amanda's like an unhappy note.
Am I gonna have to guard my carpet? I mean, granted, it's not a very nice carpet.
No, because we'll be sitting on it, so nobody
You're gonna take it. You're taking everything.
And we bought, this is a happy note, we bought Lunchables to eat during BookCon so that we could hang out.
And candy.
And yeah, M&Ms.
Actually, my Lunchable comes with a Reese's peanut butter cup and a juice box.
Mine does too, depending on which day it is. I love the juice box. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's one last question we can answer. Somebody ridiculously rich. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Amanda, or no, Sabro. Says, I just started my YouTube channel. I'm so nervous. Any tips? I would say, I'm going to just randomly throw out.
You're going to be awkward at first.
That's good. That's good. I would say like film like 5 or 6 videos, not all on the same day, but like kind of like film and get comfortable before you ever start posting and kind of give yourself like a bunch of videos, and you may not even post all of them. You might be like, you know, your 4th video in and be like, I've hit my groove. Now I feel comfortable.
If you want a confident boost, just watch my first videos.
Mine too. I actually removed some of mine.
I didn't. They're there. You can watch them. I'll cringe.
I only removed the one about Kickstarter. Yeah, I can use the views. I like that. Oh, man. Amanda says if we steal carpet and chairs, we have to vlog that part. So you want us to show our illegal activities?
Yeah. Put it up in a separate video that you can quickly take down.
Oh my gosh.
maybe on the Instagram story where it disappears out of after 24 hours.
There you go.
That'll work.
And hope nobody notices.
Follow us on Instagram. You'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
so you guys, we'll try to Instagram over the weekend.
I haven't even, people on my Instagram don't even know you're here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot to.
Dang it, Mandy. I'm just kidding. We're
We've
bringing
been
the
in a
bookshelf
rush.
over.
Well, I just bring it into life.
All right, let's end on a happy note with looking at a bookshelf.
And my
Okay.
water bottle.
Bye, guys.
Hello.
I can't say anything.
It's not a good angle for the shelf.
It's
There.
so beautiful.
Aw.
Oh, that one fell out, though.
Awkward.
Thank you guys for hanging out for a whole hour. We did exactly what we said we'd do. We were like, it'll be 20
Exactly
minutes.
what we said we wouldn't do.
Yeah. But thank you, and we'll see you guys. Maybe we'll even
Maybe
do
at BookCon.
Yeah.
and-
Hopefully, if you're not at BookCon, maybe we'll do a live stream. Who knows? If we get bored, we totally will. So, okay. All right.
gonna be
Bye,
busy.
guys. Have a good
Bye.
night. We'll see you later. The ending part.
This is awkward.
Doo, doo, doo.